Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Building $1 Million Business. Let's get Instagram connected. Come on, NC. Come on, NC. Come on, NC. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There you go. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Boom. Give it to me. Just give me the light so I can glow. Listen, welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go-getters. Welcome back, hustlers. Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Welcome back, mid-level professionals. Welcome back, corporate executives. Welcome back. What are we doing? Why are we here? We're building $1 million business. As always, I'm your host and guide on this bill, Patrick Hart, in some circles known as that healthcare guy. Listen, we're going to get into a good one today, but first thing first, before we get into today's agenda, we want to pause for a second as we celebrate this Memorial Day for all the veterans out there, for all the people who gave up their lives to protect and defend our country. Listen, cheers to you, the sacrifices in your family, for standing behind you and supporting you so much. So all my veterans out there, listen, I love you, family. Appreciate your service. Love what you bring to the country as well. So listen, let's get back into it. This is going to be episode 96. So this is going to be your Memorial Day episode 96. I told you guys, I was like, okay, we're going to make this thing happen. I'm going to do this build. We're going to do it in public. We're going to show up every single day. And why are we doing this, right? Basically, we're doing this for ourselves. So hopefully I can give you some insights, some motivation, a system, a mindset, a framework, something that you can take away today in your build as you're building out your $1 million business. So really quick, let me make sure all my comment boxes are open, my chat boxes are open. Okay, I think everything looks good. So the chat boxes are open. Let me give you guys a round of applause for rocking with me. Appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. Today's going to be episode 96. Can y'all believe that, family? We kicked this thing off January the 11th. January the 11th, 2026. Here we are, May 25th, 2026. So we've been super consistent about this build. And here's the other thing, too. So we got two big goals this year, right? First big goal is we're actually building out $1 million business in public. The second big goal is we're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem inside my newsletter. Now, why are we doing both goals? The first goal, the $1 million goal, is for you. I'm become your proof point to show you how to navigate the rough waters to build your $1 million brand and do it in 1 year. The second goal is for me, the 50,000 member ecosystem. Now, the reason why I tell you about the 50,000 member ecosystem is because I don't want you, me, or anybody else that's building their personal brand, building their business to rely on algorithms. The minute you start relying on algorithms to push out your message, family, now you get stuck playing the algorithm game. And we know that it's a constant journey and battle to keep fighting the algorithm to find out what works for you and what doesn't. But when you build your own ecosystem, you create your own newsletter, you create your own web lead page, you create your own website, you create your own business where you're collecting people's information. Now you start creating an ecosystem. These are people that rock with you. These are people that want to build with you. These are the people that want to invest in you. So as you move, as you rock, as you dip, as you pivot, those people, they move, they rock, they dip, and they pivot with you. So y'all understand it, right? Create your own ecosystem as you're building out your $1 million brand here in 2026. All right, already. I see you, Tommy. I see you, Top Flight. I see you, Ezra. I see you, Amale. Amals. I see you. Is that Maine? Is Maine something? I see you, Tess. Listen, the whole family's here. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. As always, I open up the comment box. So if there's something that strikes the nerves, there's something. I see you, Dr. Troy. Thanks for tapping in, family. If there's something that strikes the nerves, there's something you agree with, something you disagree with, someone you just want to add some value to, don't forget the chat box is open. This build is for me, but it's also for you. The reason why I'm doing it in public is because I can reach so many more people that are navigating the rough waters. They're trying to get their promotion. That are navigating the rough waters. They're trying to get to the executive boardroom. That are navigating the rough waters. They're trying to build out their entrepreneurial business or their side hustle. This is what this is for. That's why I want you to invite you to tap in. So if it's your first time here, thank you for joining. If you're a returning viewer, you know what I say. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate y'all, family. I really do. You guys have been showing me tons of love, tons of support. And it means a lot to me, right? Because there's so many dope individuals out there on my journey that I realize, man, like they're just as smart as me. They have just as much education as me. In fact, a lot of these people look like me, but they wasn't in the room of that $750 million acquisition. And I'm like, okay, Pat, you're not smarter than anybody. You're not more intelligent than anybody. You don't look just way better than everybody. So why is it, right? And it struck me that visibility is a game changer. And a lot of people are just now recognizing this here in 2026. And if you're not picking up on this right now, you're going to may find yourself behind the power curve, especially when you're trying to play that game of navigating what your career looks like and or what your business look like. So let's get into this. Again, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Today is going to be episode 96. I see you, User 105. Thanks for tapping in. I see you, Trader Bay. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate the love. I see you, John. I see you, Quick. I see you, Infinite Blossom. The whole family. I mean, we're here. So let's get into it. Drum roll, please. Come on, Pat. Hook them up. Hook them up. Get to it. Drum roll, please. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. Episode 96. Family, here's the title. You keep breaking your own momentum. That's the title of today's episode. You keep breaking your own momentum. Let me get a sip of water really quick while more and more people feed in here. Let's get into this thing. It's going to be a good one. Y'all know it's going to be a good one. Listen, y'all know this. Every episode I do, I see you, Canel, Connie, thanks for tapping in. Every episode that I do is fire. Y'all know it's going to be fire. So listen, episode 90, I see you, DJ Kim, thanks for tapping in. Episode 96, you keep breaking your own momentum. Let me ask you something, family. How many times have you restarted something that was already working? Think about it. I see you, Charity, thanks for tapping in. How many times have you restarted something that was already working for you? Like, I'm serious. Like, it was already working. You were building momentum doing that thing. You were making progress doing that thing. You were getting sharper every single time you did that thing, right? And then suddenly you stopped. I see you, Shay. Thanks for tapping in, family. You just stopped. And most of the time, it's not because you failed. It's because you got discouraged. You got distracted. You got impatient. You stopped seeing immediate results. Have you ever noticed that before? Like, you were doing that thing. You were getting a little bit of momentum, and then all of a sudden you just stopped. You're like, and you're like, nothing was even broke. I see you, Jazz. Thanks for tapping in, family. Nothing was even broke. Have you ever realized that? Y'all know somebody like that? Maybe it was you. Maybe it's, friend, family member, whatever. I see you, Brian. Thanks for showing love. I see you, TMV. I see you, Double M's. I see you, Jazz. I see you, Ruth. So some people are not actually losing. They just keep interrupting their own momentum. Y'all know people like that? Here's the message. Here's the message today. Momentum usually dies from interruption, and it's not from inability. And a lot of people are going to miss this message right here. I'm going to say it again. Momentum usually dies from interruption, and it's not from inability. Again, we're going to miss some people right here. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Here's the promise in this episode right here. In this episode, I want to talk to you about something that building publicly has been teaching me in real time. And you know what I do. I go back, I learn the stuff, I come back here, I share with you guys because I want to be an open book. There's other like-minded individuals going to be just like me. And they say, you know what? I would love to build my business in public. I would love to get support from other like-minded individuals like that as well. So that's why I'm doing this here, because now you can use me as a proof point. Hey, here's some of the pivots that Pat made. Here's some of the mistakes Pat made. Here's some of the things that he did. Here's some of the conversations that he had. Here's some of the automations that he used. Here's some of the collaborations that went down for him that helped him build his $1 million brand. So I'll become your proof point. And I really do appreciate you guys for tapping in, because we're already on episode 96. I see you, Leander. Thanks for tapping in, family. Love. Jazz, I appreciate the love. Thank you, family. Listen, it's easy. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about building public, what it's been teaching me in real time. It's easy to break your own momentum without realizing it. And it's not through failure. A lot of people start breaking their momentum before you even reach failure. It's just through inconsistency. What am I talking about? So by the end of this, you're going to understand three things: why people keep restarting their progress; two, how emotional reactions interrupt your growth as well as mine; number three, what momentum actually requires long-term from you. And here's what I had to learn. A lot of people are closer than what they might think, right? They just keep, you know what they keep doing? They just keep stopping the process before it begins to compound for them. Y'all know people like that? Maybe y'all do. Maybe I do. Listen, if this is your first time here, thank you for joining. If you're a returning viewer, you know what I say. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. What are we doing? We're building $1 million business in public. As always, I'm your host, known as Patrick Hart, in some circles known as that healthcare guy. So if you're tapping in, you're like, well, who is this guy? What is he talking about? Why is he talking about that? Listen, Army veteran, spent 6 years in the military, 2 tours overseas, 1 during 9/11, protecting and serving the country. So shout out to all the veterans out there. Then I pivoted. I found healthcare. I spent over 15 years rising through the ranks in healthcare. I entered the rooms a lot of you guys want to enter, right? So I became a corporate executive, was part of an executive team that spearheaded and sold a $750 million technology company back in 2018. In 2023, I was like, okay, Pat, I feel like you got enough knowledge from the corporate realm. What if we can take this energy and turn it into becoming an entrepreneur? And so in 2023, I became an entrepreneur, started betting on myself, right? Started paying myself. And I realized, man, the journey from being a corporate exec to an entrepreneur, man, that's a huge leap. And not everybody's able to make that leap, but through the grace of God, I was able to make that leap, right? So I made that leap. And that's like, okay, still, I see it's the same pattern that I see in the boardroom that I see in entrepreneurship, that a lot of people get stuck trying to navigate the rough waters and they get disconnected from the journey. So what do? They fold up the tent and they quit. What if we can prevent people from folding up the tent and quit, and we can give them the game in real time? So that's what we're doing here. We're building out $1 million business in public. I'm your host, Patrick Hart, in some circles known as that healthcare guy. And we're on episode 96. And today, what are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about you keep breaking your own momentum. So thank y'all for the love already, man. This is Memorial Day, so it's not really a day that you don't say Happy Memorial Day, but you say we celebrate Memorial Day for all the people that protected and served our country out there. I appreciate you, family, your sacrifice to our country. So let's get into it. Where I'm at? Let me find my notes. Let me get back to my notes right here. Y'all got me super excited. Where are we at? There's a pattern. Build public underperforming patterns. I want to get all my notes. Being a stranger. Okay. I'm just going through my notes, family. Make sure I'm getting everything. Okay, where we at? I see you, Cannon. Christina made an excellent point. The building public framework only works as execution matches the transparency. When you're building $1 million business, what part of the operation or strategy do you believe that should actually stand behind closed doors and everything? Listen, I see you, Cannon. Thanks for tapping in. If this is your first time tapping in, which it looks like you are, then I would say that there's 95 additional other episodes you may have missed before. So you probably want to tap into that. You can either go to my YouTube page and or my LinkedIn page underneath my events tab. It's called Building $1 Million Business. You can tap into those and you can see some of the moves that we've been making publicly. Additionally, if you're just now here and you're like, hey, this guy's talking about every single message with every single build that I do, it actually carries the message to something I personally went through or I'm going through, and I come here and I share with you guys, so you're not getting stuck on your $1 million build as well. So hopefully that clarifies that. It makes sense for you, family. Thank you. I see you, Sean. I see you, Tech. Where my notes go? Here we go. So we talked about the 3 things we're going to learn. Okay. Yep. All right. So yeah, there's a pattern. So listen, building in public, it exposes patterns really, really fast, family. We're going to talk about this. You can post consistently for a while, and maybe you've been through this before. You post consistently for a while, and then all of a sudden, one of your posts underperforms, and you're like, damn, dude, like, why me? Like, why now? Like, I see so many other people, they post something and it just goes viral. You post something, you get crickets, right? So you post consistently all the time, and then one of your posts underperforms. Now, what do you do? You start questioning everything. You build a little bit of momentum in your business, right? And then you have one slow week. What happens? Now you want to change your whole entire strategy. Have you ever noticed how quickly people abandon consistency emotionally? Let me pause. Let me say that again. Have you ever noticed how quickly people abandon consistency emotionally? Meaning you mentally get tired because you felt like this is not working for me. It wasn't nothing you did that was wrong. You just mentally abandoned the journey on yourself, right? That's dangerous. I see you, Norman. Thanks for tapping in. I see you, Clear Bell. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Yep, I see you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I see you, Mel. That's dangerous. Listen, momentum is fragile early on. You need to understand that. It needs repetition. It's not constant reintervention. A lot of people keep resetting their routines, their structure, their focus, their strategy. You just keep doing that. And it's not because things are broken. It's because like you're uncomfortable sitting in that repetition long enough to actually see that thing work for yourself. Y'all know some people like that? Like you talk a good game. You say you want to do that thing. And then you start doing that thing. And then all of a sudden you realize that thing is not working out for you the way you thought it was going to work out for you. So what do you want to do? You want to abandon the strategy altogether. You want to just tear everything up and be like, it's just not going to work for me. I can't be that person. And so you give up on that thing that you was building in public. I'm here to encourage you, family. You can keep going. You can keep going. Here's the thing. You have to live in that repetition. That's that messy middle. That's that ugly part right here that tends to get born, that eventually you're not getting no hand claps and people are not cheering you on. You're thinking of whether or not this thing is working or not. Man, I had to realize that when I was building this thing out in public. Sometimes the issue is not your strategy. It's the interruption. Come on, man. I'm going to lose some people already. I see you, Chanel. Thank you, family. Clear Bell. Thank y'all. Never give up. I see you, Jazz. You're right. Why? Why give up? Who are you really giving up on when you decide to give up? You're giving up on yourself. And people, too many times, I see them quit on themselves. Man, there was a moment where, man, a slower day affected my energy. Hopefully this resonated with you guys because what I'm doing in public is what I'm doing behind the scenes. I see you, M Day. Thanks for coming in. There were moments where like a slower day affected my energy. A lower performing piece of content, it affected my confidence, right? A small setback, it made me want to adjust too quickly. And I'm sharing this with you because I've been building this thing in public. And I know these feelings often resonate with people. Like your slower day, it affects your energy that day. A low performing piece of content, the whole world is coming to an end. You start questioning life. You're like, dude, I put a lot of time and energy on that. You get one small setback, right? And now it's time to let's bring brand. Let's do it all over again. Let's do a different strategy because this is not working. It's real, family. Like this is real. I've been there before. And I started to realize, I see you, Practical. Thanks for tapping in. I see you, Mindset. I started to realize that overreacting, it breaks your rhythm. Y'all notice that? And rhythm matters more than people think, especially if you're playing against the algorithm. If your business is one of those that your business is built on visibility, is built on you posting content, is built on you creating visuals for yourself and then running ads on it. Sometimes it's that repetition. And a lot of people fail. So you're playing against the algorithm. And I had to ask myself, so I said, okay, Pat, listen, are you making strategic adjustments or emotional adjustments? Which one are you making? You ever ask yourself that question? Because you mean seriously, like, are you making strategic adjustments or emotional adjustments? And I ask you that because oftentimes when you're building something, especially your brand and your business, many of the decisions we begin to make are emotional. They're not strategic. They're just emotional adjustments. And so, like, why are we doing that? I see you, Lavi D, whatever. Hopefully I get it right, man. But I appreciate the love. Listen, that question, it changes everything because emotional adjustments, they usually come from being impatient and it's not coming from clarity. And impatience, once you begin to get impatient, it destroys your momentum that you started building. So let me show you the 3 shifts really quick. And I want to get you guys out there because I'm at 12:18. Let me get through the 3 shifts, right, that I'm focusing on right now that's helping me protect my momentum. Number 1, stop treating every bad day like a major problem. Just because you had one bad day is one bad day, family. You can even have 2 or 3 consecutive days. Those are just bad days. You can even have a whole solid week that was a bad week, right? That doesn't mean adjust your strategy. It just means it was a bad week. We're human. We all have bad weeks, right? So stay steady on that course. That's number 1. I see you, Ashley. Thanks for tapping in. Number 2, give consistency enough time to compound. What are we talking about? Not everything produces immediate visible results right then and there. It doesn't happen like that. And it's normal. So give yourself some grace. Number 3, protect rhythm more than your emotion. What are we talking about? Feelings will fluctuate day to day, from hour to hour, from day to month to month. But your rhythm is what creates your progress. So you want to stick with that. That shift, when I tapped into those 3 things right there, that started changing everything for me. And I stopped reacting to every temporary dip. And I started respecting the long-term momentum more. I'm going to lose some people here because you're already quit already. Why are we ready to quit? Come on, let's get into this thing. I'm about to land it. I see you, Lisa. Thanks for tapping in. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. This is episode 96 if you're just now tapping in. So let me land this baby really quick. Here's what this build is reinforcing. Listen, consistency creates momentum. Discipline protects your momentum. Focus strengthens your momentum. But patience, family, once you have patience, patience allows your momentum to start compounding. And that's a different story. You become a different person. Your reactions and the way you react to some of the things you do, it changes the game. And now you start seeing everything begin to compound for you. And that's what's going to separate you from everybody else. A lot of people say they want to get into the game of life, and then they pretend to be in the game, and then all of a sudden they back out of the game because they were a pretender. That's not you. You're here for a reason. The people that tap in with me right here, because you're building too. You've been stuck for a minute, or maybe you're looking for some ideas or some insights that's going to help you swerve so we can get to that next, that $1 million bill where we get to that corner office, right? So here's what the build is reinforcing. Consistency creates momentum. Discipline protects your momentum. Focus strengthens your momentum. But patience, family, patience allows your momentum to compound. And that's a different level. That's a different story. Some people keep restarting what they're working on every few weeks. Other people, they just stay steady long enough for the growth to catch up to what they've been building. You ever notice that? Yep. I think I see Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as TikTok. That's where the separation happens. Listen, you keep breaking your own momentum. That's what you keep doing. I've done it before. And honestly, that might be the one thing that's actually slowing you down the most. Family, this has been episode 96. I want to, man, let me give you a round of applause. Where my stuff at? Where my stuff? Give me a round of applause. I appreciate y'all rocking with me on Memorial Day. Hey, again, for all the family members and soldiers out there that protected and defended our country, much love. We appreciate you guys, and my veterans out there as well. I see you, family. Appreciate you for what you've done to our country. Episode 96. My Branding and Visibility $1 Million Playbook will be releasing soon. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't. There's links in the bios, QR codes, floating banners, or simply type in newsletter. I'll make sure you get access. Until then, family, hey, go get something to eat for me. Much love.